Agile development methodology. What is agile development methodology? So basically what it is developed a module 1, integrate and test that module. Module developed 2, integrate and test. Developed and integrate and test. Demo release. What is demo release? Demo release is kind of a releasing it to the own server of the company. So say for an example, I do have a client. Okay, I am an IT company. I do have a client which has a requirement of developing a particular application for his say for an example, it can be anything. Say for an example, it is a calorie burn calculator. Okay, so if he want that particular needs to be released, so what we will do, we will make it live in the our server, and we will test, we'll start testing, we'll start giving load and pressure to the application. We will test it in a different ways, designing different test cases, planning test cases, so that to come out with a defect. Now until and unless the software is not released in the demo version, the user will not come. Once the user will not come, will not be able to identify that what are the possible issues that could cause or that is causing as a defect. Client feedback will take how what client is says that how it is developed, and as per the requirement, is it expected or not, right? Now make changes. It means if the client says okay, everything is good to go, but you need to change this particular models, this particular change needs to be made, so we'll change it. Then again system testing will be done, and further addition, new iteration means what? If it is not something which is done, so see what is happening here. Development testing, development testing, development testing. Once the development testing is done for the all the modules, then a demo release version will be released, okay, in the server. Client will see it, client will use it, and will give a feedback that we need this much changes. And once we done with the making the changes, then again we'll be testing it. And if there is, after testing, if we find any defect, then we'll be fixing it. If not, then what further, the further whatever the requirements are, we'll be proceeding with that. Now if there is no further addition in the software and everything is good to go, then we will be releasing it to a live server, or you can say to a play store, or you can say to the internet, or you can say that will be releasing it for the public use. Okay, when once everything whatever changes clients needs, after making those changes, after making the changes, testing the particular software that whatever changes have been made are working correctly or not, and then client says okay, it is good to go, they give a green signal, then we can release that particular software on the live server, where people can find out the software from Play Store, from internet, and they can download it and they can use it in their way. Correct? And suppose if there is anything that needs to be again changed or needs to be again implemented, then it will goes as per the cycle. New iteration will be planned. Again developed, integration testing, and the same will be followed. Okay. So this is known as what? Agile development and methodology. So I would say that agile development, as a fresher tester, you can't have agile development and methodology project, because this agile development require experienced developer and tester as well. Okay. Features of agile development means combination of iterative and incremental methodology. Why we say incremental? We are saying it because whatever we are developing, we are testing it. And also similar way, we are taking feedback, we are releasing the software and making changes to the software as well. So everything is going on an incremental order. Development, testing, demo release, feedback, changes, again testing, again release, and then final release. This is one, it is known as the incremental methodology. Best used for changing requirements in the project. Okay, if a project has to change some requirement over there, of a product need a revamp, say for an example, revamp means what? It needs to be redesigned, then it is good. Now, a small increment with minimal planning required to complete the project, and defect detection at early stages save times and efforts, and revisit during system integration testing. Why? Because we are doing the integration testing after developing each module, right? That's why it saves times and also able to detect the defect at the early stage. Multiple iteration may be required before project release. Daily status meeting on the project development, as obvious, as per the drawing it says, as per the flow it says, that if you're developing and testing and then releasing and then taking feedback and then making changes, then of course it needs a regular meeting with the team, with the clients, continuous integration and testing on the new modules developed. What are the aspects of agile development methodology? So quick development approach in modules, defect detection at early stages, better software quality delivered, because again for the same reason, changes are also being made, development is also done, and then the testing is also done, feedback is also taken. So you can say the 90% of the work, this particular agile development is useful because 90% of the work are already done, so there's a possibility of having a defect after releasing it to the real world is very less. Better software quality delivered, continuous attention to technical excellence and good design, new changes in the requirement are applicable. Development and testing goes in hand, simple and flexible. Unlike other models, project gets initialized in limited planning. It means that we don't need to plan the entire project. We just need to plan small modules and can start working on those. So disadvantages are what? Lack of necessary designing and documentation. Why? Because it keeps changing. We're taking feedback, we're changing it, we're making changes to it, right? Quick decision of expert programmers needed during development process. No place for a newbie programmer, as I says. Even tester who is going to test the agile development and methodology needs to be an experienced tester. However, what will happen? Let's see what we are doing here. We are developing and then we are integrating a test, right? For each module. So say for example, if the software has to go through 10-20 modules, or 10-20 times the tester needs to retest it with the changes applied to the software, right? So that's why a experienced tester and a developer needed to develop in agile using an agile methodology. Okay, so till then, just practice and try to understand whatever we have discussed so far. Then we'll be in the next we'll be talking about verification and validation. So what is the real meaning of verification and difference between a validation and verification in the software testing?